All right, gentlemen. All right, everyone, I've got 6 o'clock, so I'll go ahead and meeting to order. If you wouldn't mind rising.
Sure, great. Lord, again, we time to do the city's business, and we thank you for this opportunity, as always. And as always, we ask you to guide our deliberations and our decisions. In your name we pray. Amen.
Now, pledge.
To the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
All right, well, welcome everyone out tonight. Just a little, just kind of want to let everyone know about it. Tonight is the first of our meetings. All of our meetings are recorded, and they're always available the next day on our website via YouTube. But tonight is the first night that we are actually streaming or broadcasting live on our PEG channel, which is on channel 825. So people that are at home, they can watch these meetings live now. So, can I have a roll call, please?
Ms. Sarah Clements. Mr. Jim Hendy.
Here.
Mr. Kenny Edmondson. Ms. Chrissy Hewitt. Mr. Clay Crawford. Mr. Ron Maddox.
Here.
All right, that constitutes a quorum. You have a copy of the agenda in front of you. Would anyone like to add anything to the agenda? If not, I'd entertain a motion to accept the agenda as presented. Motion by Jim, is there a second? Second by Sarah, all in favor? Ayes have it. All right, you have minutes on here from the last meeting. I don't know if you've had a chance to look through those. Take a brief minute to look through those. Is there any additions or corrections? If not, I'd entertain a motion to accept as presented. Motion by Kenny, is there a second? Second by Sarah, all in favor? All right. All right, full reports. Chief Smith, go ahead and start with you.
Okay. For the month of October, we had 150 responses. If you've been paying attention to the EC units, that kind of stuff, and things, EC2, which is normal, the State Equipment Firehouse for basically storage, we pulled it out last month. Start helping make some runs and that kind of stuff, and give one of the other trucks a breather. So that's why, if you notice, it made 129 runs, which normally shows a 0. So we ran it last month, and we're running it right now while we're getting PM on some of the trucks, that kind of stuff. So use it and get it out there about the typical month for us. Any questions?
All right, any questions for Chief Smith?
Thank you.
Thank you as always, Chief. I know you had a pretty busy night the other night with 2 helicopters, a structure fire.
Yes, sir.
And all 3 ambulances out?
Yes. I think there was 5 out in the county, plus other county agencies in here to help make responses.
All right, Chief Kells?
Right there's your October report.
All right, anybody have any questions for Chief Kells on his report? All right. Thank you, Chief. Is Robbie here? No. there are 2 water reports that came in this past month. This is from Tim Half Highway. It's fine. Everybody's not here to explain that. And then the other one is a test from Coal Lane, which looks to be fine as well. Those are available if you want to review those further. Ken?
That's the activity numbers for October. Come back a little over, well, almost 5 million gallons back to Williamstown, which is down about 2 million gallons from last month. For 160 average on the day.
Would that be due to less rain?
Less rain.
Okay. That would be contributing to infiltration.
Yes.
Okay. Any questions for Ken? I know there's also a report here from the old high school.
Yeah, that's our quarterly report that we do. All of our numbers on that report were in compliance.
This is a 5-page report. I won't bore everybody with going through all 5 pages, but you're welcome to look at it. All right. Any other questions for Ken?
I read in the minutes from last meeting, unfortunately I wasn't here, that the camera's mounted now. How close are we to be able to deploy that, or is it ready to go, or are we still wiring?
I still got to get the lettering off of it, the ambulance stickers, and once I get all that done, then yeah, we'll be taking it out and putting her to use.
All right. Any other questions? Thank you, Ken. Appreciate it. All right, road department. Barry, you sent me a couple pictures. Actually, I sent you this one. This was a picture I took out on Summerfield the other day, and this probably isn't going to look as bad as the picture doesn't do it justice, but it's kind of hard to tell. But right here where the shadow is, the road was buckled, and it was completely undermined all the way under here. What was it? Probably couple feet.
It was probably about 5 feet undermined through the storm drain there. That hadn't actually made it into the storm drain, but underneath the concrete there was all gone.
So I sent Barry this picture the other day when I was out on some unrelated business up on Summerfield. And then he sent me these pictures back just to share with you of the repair. I guess you use flowable fill or concrete?
No, it's concrete.
Concrete?
Yeah.
Just to fill that void?
Yeah, that filled all up underneath the drain there, beside the street and then beside the storm drain. What happened was part of the curb was missing there, and with all the heavy rain we were getting, it washed it all out. And that doesn't look like concrete, but it doesn't look like that right now. But that's all been filled in and fixed.
How long can we expect that to hold on?
So it washes out again. I have no idea.
The important thing was you caught it before it took out where the road was undermined.
Yeah.
I
don't know, Sarah. I can't.
Get that. Yeah.
It may last 5 years, maybe. I don't know. But it's going to be a while because I put a lot of concrete in there.
And then the other picture you sent me was the finish grade or the finished surface on the alley repaving project. It's hard to see on the screen, but it's if you haven't been up there, they did a really good job on that. I know I asked the last time. We do need to come up with some kind of a name for this street. If the council doesn't want to do that, then I'll work on that, getting that name done. But we need to add it to our road list, and I'm not sure that calling it the alley is really what we're at. So is the council interested in doing the same type of thing as it did before with the other naming project? Just trying to solicit some interest from the community, and then just let that recommendation stand there and make a decision on that, or how do you want to address that?
I think what we did on social media last time, I think you know, kind of in place that everything is very, affectionate and something. And it gets the community involved as well.
Well, we can certainly start a campaign. I'll bring those results back to you. You can decide what you want to do with it as the next thing. We've been referring to it as the School Street Alley. But we just need to come up with an official name so that we can add it to the official log of streets.
There won't be no addresses on that one.
No, there's no address
they're
to
all
it. So
south.
it won't, it's only really for just documentation purposes of what it's called. Just so we have, where if we have to declare a snow emergency, we have to, verify all the streets that we have and what the footages are and things like that. That's just really the only place it really comes into play. All right. Barry, do you have anything else?
No, that was the only two things. We didn't have to pay for the concrete to fix the storm drain. I called a truck from Grant County Concrete coming back from Sherman that they've been on the job, so we didn't have to pay for the concrete.
Good job. All right, anybody have any questions for Barry?
I do. Did you have any blacktop left that you did the road to do Kings Drive?
We didn't have enough. We
Didn't
didn't
have
have any
enough.
left to do that. No.
I have a question. Did you get this one right down here by the warehouse there?
The storm drain? Yeah.
Yeah, I think we showed pictures of that.
Yeah, that was back in the summer.
I think there was another one over on, Rouse Street? Where you go into the,
I don't know. I don't think, if there is, it's not to the point of repair yet. It may be starting, but.
That's the one you already fixed, you talking about, by Crupper?
Oh, yeah, I fixed one, yeah, down there, yeah.
All right, thank you, Barry. Does council have any questions? Parks and Rec, just so everyone knows, Halloween in the Park was last weekend. We had between 400 and 500 kids there again this year. It was a great turnout. We had 34 vendors show up. The proceeds of the event, that was after everything was paid, we had $273 that we'll be cutting a check to Relay for Life. That was what we had planned to do with the proceeds. We'll be giving that to the Relay for Life. All the staff hours for that day were donated. Amy, Karen were there all day long. Brian from the newspaper was there all day long. I promise not to bring him into this, but I think Robbie was there most of the morning helping us get the hay and stuff in place and get some other stuff. But all of that, so there weren't any cost to us as far as that goes. But all of the pictures of the event are on the Grant County News Facebook page. So at some point we'll get those over onto our page too. But I just want to thank the people that showed up. I wish we would have had some more cooperation or some more help from our own folks. But it was a good time. A lot of people showed up.
I would like to thank Paul for bringing up the decorations. He really made the pumpkin area looking very nice. So thank you very much. That was really appreciated. And Ashley helped out tremendously over in the pumpkin area. I would have been very much short-handed on decorating. So thank you for coming up.
It was fun. We had a blast, and I think the kids had a really great time too. For it to be an event that didn't cost us anything, it was a really great time. Everybody took the time to come out in the rain, and so it was. That shows you how important that event was for us, and I enjoyed it. I was glad to be there. My daughter enjoyed it. She's 7, so it was a good time.
All right, anything else on that? If not, Brent, you had a Board of Adjustments meeting.
We had a Board of Adjustments meeting on the 25th. It is for some property that's behind KFC, the Chinese place, and Penn Station. It's sort of landlocked. They want to do a conditional permit to have campground, have like camper slips along with some cabins and things. Right now the whole meeting, I guess, is on hold. What's the term for that, whatever we call it? We're gonna pick back up this month.
tabled for 2
It's been
weeks.
tabled, yeah, till they have to get a site plan to me by the 15th, so we can push out to all the parties, and then we'll meet again on the 20th.
This landlocked, how are they gonna get?
They have two easements. There's an easement through the KFC lot, and there's an easement through the Walmart lot. So Mr. Davis was with us via video chat, some kind of thing, and he had a representative here with him, in which that's what they have a concern on, is the use of his easement and messing up his parking lot and things like that. So they're wanting to see what the design's gonna be, how utilities and things like that will be laid out for it. And then the reason I asked for it to be tabled to give site plan and things. So we had the meeting, got tabled, and then we'll be back, picked up later this month. So last Wednesday of the month, I think. I don't know what the date is. The 28th.
28th. Okay, the meeting, the minutes of the meeting are online here. Also, the video of the meeting. So if you wanted to see what that was about, if you want more information, you're welcome to go and watch that video. That's available on our website on this page. Brent, also while you're at it, you've got some stats to show us or share with us on our YouTube stats.
This is from our YouTube page that we have put up. That is just for the month of October. We had 54 people subscribe, 4,000 views, and 19,500 some minutes watched, which equals about 13 days worth of video watched.
Now that is, some of that is the live feeds. When we did the live streaming of the forum. These meetings are all recorded. People go watch those meetings. So that's however many hours that is. But there are people that watch that. So, and I'm sure there's people that's watching this live as well. You have anything else on that?
No, not unless you have any questions.
All right. Are you done with that? No. Okay, you've got...
Next is some corrected violations. Just say I think it's business license, sign permits, and some rubbish, weeds and grass. They've all been taken care of. And the next report was the activity for the month. Different things that I do throughout the day. A total of 178 hours. And the next one is the building report from the county, which there was a fire alarm, hidden sprinkler put in, I think that's Gold Star, and then 22 youth is 2 building permits for demolition and addition that he was doing at that property.
Anybody have anything for Brent on any of those topics? All right. Nothing to report in the alcohol beverage control front. Under mayor's reports, there are the most current general fund profit and loss statements, the road aid profit and loss, and the utility profit and loss, and the October purchase orders are listed there. Also, the quarterly reports from the Northern Kentucky Area Development District. Those I usually provide those to you as soon as I get those. The 8-county report and then the Grant County specific report. If you want to look through that, which just basically gives us demographics and what's kind of where our job force is in the county and across the region. If you look at the different counties, you can look at the different counties and see what's in the city. We have it looks like we have almost 6,000 employees in the city. So if you consider that our population is 2,200. We definitely, more people work here than live here. But, I don't know. It's some characteristics. So I don't know. I look at that and I ask that every single time I see it. But they have the same thing listed in Boone, Carroll, and Kevin, and all those other things as well. But those reports are there if you want to look through those. I can't give you a whole lot of insight other than what's there. All right, first item of business and old business is Ordinance 854, 2018. That's the parking regulations. We should have a copy of this. I'll go ahead and put it up. you put the changes or do you? Okay. I don't have it for the screen, but the change that was requested was the line added of whereas ordinance 438/1989 is hereby repealed. It's just repealing the previous parking ordinance from 1989. Has been added. It would be this is the older. This is the one from last meeting. I don't know why the one from the new revision didn't come up, but everything else stayed the exact same. So, and it was given its number, its official number, which is 854. It's the only changes from what's on the screen. All right, so this is the ordinance. Is there a motion to accept this ordinance?
We would accept ordinance 854, 2018.
Is there a second? All right, discussion?
When will we start enforcing it?
Let's see, you guys wrote this, so effective date is on final second and final reading, so it would be effective as a publication, which would be Thursday. If I get it in this week. So, yeah.
So we're gonna enforce this for every street in the city.
That's the way the ordinance is drafted. Any other discussion on that? I know there was, one of the issues was about the time frame, and that was adjusted to 24 hours.
Can you scroll down? I just haven't seen the top. No,
Oh,
there was.
the top?
Okay. I'm gonna try a little.
Any other discussion on this?
So Rick, you will be getting with your guys on this, right?
Yeah, you want to enforce, we'll enforce it.
Was Wilson's having an ordinance, we're not gonna enforce it.
Do you foresee a problem with enforcing it?
I've not read through the whole thing, man, so I don't know. Could be.
Well, I'd love to take this time to see what the problems might be before they turn out to be problems.
I think there might be some issues on some people's businesses.
Like with, street art testing,
Street
and
art.
they park up at the side of the building.
Okay, that wouldn't be affected by this. That's not an that's the property there. Just like along the Swedes building, where they park the delivery truck and those other cars for those apartments. It's not in this would only be, if I'm understanding this correct, this only deals with the roadways, right?
I'm concerned about what we talked about today. Sergeant Daniel Way.
Got the fence on out there.
Well, I was concerned with that semi, just that I've already been jumped on that. And that semi's been sitting there for 5 days now.
Is it still sitting?
It's still sitting there. So that is considered a city street. If we're gonna enforce it,
I wasn't aware of that until you brought it up.
that needs to be taken care of. I know that they're building out there, and I understand that, but it's a city street, and if something thing catches on fire down there, then fire trucks are not gonna get down that street with the gate closed and a semi sitting in the middle of the street.
Well, the authority would be to the police chief on that. Would you be able to have that discussion with them
Yeah, see.
on blocking that street?
Yeah, if you, that goes, when it go effect tomorrow?
It go into effect on Thursday.
All right, well, I'll go down before Thursday and tell them that that's gonna be in effect starting Monday.
To me, it's gonna be with Brentwood and all the city streets. I mean,
I saw some on
That is
L and
considered
K,
city street.
L and K this morning, and there's gonna be a bunch of them. I mean, a bunch.
A truck parked on Ellen K? Semi?
Not a pickup truck. Been there for 3 days. There's several in Brentwood that don't have parking, that park on the street.
All right, so refresh my memory, how did we address that in this?
Let's go down a little bit.
Do you have the copies?
I guess one question I want to clarify, and not having looked at this in 2 weeks, is there, like in Brentwood, is there going to be no parking on the street in Brentwood? Or sticking, so I thought the problem with Brentwood was those people parking on the sidewalks and the little grassy areas. And then
You're gonna have people that, you keep them parking in the road because there's no parking signs down there now. They park up on the sidewalk and in the grass. So now you took them off the road and you just took them out of the sidewalk and grass.
Is that part of the sidewalk their property?
Well, we're not supposed to be having under this here, because we're not supposed to be walking the sidewalk, period. I mean, unless it's loading and unloading and, activity like that.
So they're trying to comply with what's down there now by pulling up on the sidewalk and the grass in front of the house. But technically, when that goes in effect, they're gonna be in violation there as well.
I thought it was under the understanding in the subdivision that the homeowner owned that part of the sidewalk and the grass between the sidewalk and trees.
I would say, it may be that they own the property, but the public right of way, it's just like at the Timmy shop. He owns it up to wherever it had on thing, but the public right of way comes up to 3 inches within his door.
And I watched this week down there at the hair salon by Grant County Drugs. 2 of those employees park in front of that building every morning, and they sit there all day. So they're gonna be in violation.
Not
24 hours.
24 hours.
Okay.
They will be.
The parking is for 24 hours.
On the street.
On any of the streets.
Well, unless there's already posted no parking, we're seeing Brentwood, it's idle day right now, all the time.
Is Brentwood tagged for no parking on the
Certain areas are.
So only so are those curbs painted for, or anything like that to indicate which
There's
area?
no other signs there. Says no parking in certain areas. It's not all through Brentwood and Redwood.
You have people
Huh?
that work there
Why
all
are
the
some
time
of
for
those
signs.
parking-
They were there before I came here. I don't know.
Okay. Well, I was gonna say, I know there's some signs down there, if you go down on the right, there's empty lots, and the ones in the front, the developer put them up. And then Ken said there's some that the city's put up, but the developer's the one who put the ones up right behind the post office and right behind the Dennis
To keep from putting posts in front of, periodically in front of the home, the no parking's posted when you enter the subdivision.
So it covers the whole
Yeah,
subdivision?
that's what it has in the past.
Okay.
We've had a few problem areas where people didn't see it or whatever, and that's how you got some of the additional signs that Barry's talking about.
Do you know why it's no parking through the whole subdivision?
Well, due to the old ordinance that we used to have, or the one that was outdated, that it did say there was no parking on city streets. So.
You have people that park on the street on this side and this side, and you don't, you can't even have.
There's a question of traffic flow,
Yeah, I
Well,
mean,
wouldn't
we'll
that
have
be
people
covered in
parking right in
section-
front of a no parking sign.
Wouldn't that be covered in section A up there, that the city shall determine on what streets portions thereof stopping and parking shall be restricted and prohibited? And then if you look on down, the face and top of the curves that are Jason, prohibited all things, be painted with a solid yellow color. So wouldn't that?
Yeah, it's up to the city to decide.
Yeah.
Sounds like decided at one point.
That's what I'm saying,
And then maybe it's a
that's what,
traffic
that's just what I wanna point out to you, it's kinda like, you're trying to
So I
chopping
guess
this thing
technically,
all over the place, you know?
the way that this would work in Brentwood, unless it's posted, then it's not no parking zone. Right? That's the way I'm understanding it?
You know, like Ken said, instead of putting a bunch of signs all the way down through there for so many people, just put one right back at the beginning of the street.
Is there not to, I mean, would it make sense to have no parking on one side of the street? I mean, obviously.
Oh, I can do it any way you want, that, it don't matter to me, what I'm just saying is, when you start looking at that thing, you can't say, well, this applies over here, but don't apply over here.
If they park on both sides of the street and two vehicles go to meet, they can't pass.
Okay.
I mean, we try to make runs in there, and if somebody's coming toward us, I mean, you know, they're backing up trying to get in a spot so we can get by on vice versa.
That's what I'm saying, some of
the
them,
rear end of plow at one or two.
some of the residents down there with more than one vehicle, they pay attention to that no parking sign, and that's why they park on the sidewalk in the grass in front of their street, because they're going by that rule. But now they'll be in violation of that rule.
But I guess, both of you guys, I mean, if it was limited to one side, does that alleviate the problem, or do you still have substantial problems that either?
It'll help out quite a bit.
Yeah.
Or, you know, one-way streets. That way you ain't meeting somebody coming towards you. Everybody's going the same direction. But you have to figure that one out also.
Maybe a bigger trick.
Well, if somebody's parked on the side of the street, you're plowing the street, you have to patch the ice and take their car out.
Yeah.
That's another one.
I mean, you know, it's not done intentionally, but, you know, anything can happen.
I mean, unless somebody's having a party out there, why are they, I mean, do
Because
you
you have
park in the street? I
You
understand.
might have a
that.
driveway, that only hold 2 or 3 cars and maybe 5 people living there.
Yeah.
That's what you have out there.
Now, one that may help if you're down Brentwood is like in the fire hydrants. If it's on the right, fire hydrant on the right hand side of the street, that whole side's a fire lane. The way it's written, it dictates that side to be fire lane. So there's no parking in the fire lane.
To me, I don't see why, like, get together to consider one thing, and then it's not, like, it's under that 24-hour one, but I don't see why, how one resident has so many vehicles that they, I mean, you go through there and there's like massive, and it wouldn't even be a problem, we wouldn't even have to be going through this if, like I said, you go through there and you can't even get one vehicle through there sometimes, because there are people parked on the street here and on the street here to where there's not enough room to get one vehicle through. And that's not them parking. That's just how they park and stay there. And I went through last week and there was a vehicle parked right in front of a no parking on the street sign. Right in front of it. Like, so, I mean, and we went through this for how long? Like, I just feel like when you pull into the subdivision, there's a sign that says no parking on the street. Okay, if you don't see it, but how do you not see it if you live there? Okay, and the deal is, people who live there, that's what we're dealing with, because it's not just visitors, they come and go. This is people who are parking every day, they're parking on the street or the sidewalk. They know that sign is there. So, if it's been this long and they still can't be in compliance or figure out some way to peacefully park, it's a safety hazard and traffic flow.
Okay, I live
I know, I
there.
know.
And I'll be upfront. And there are 5 cars in my house. And God forbid that the significant others of my kids are there. Now, I'll be upfront. They all know. It looks like a parking lot in my house. We try to squeeze it. They get off the street. Yeah, they're parked in the front yard.
They get off the street, exactly.
But, I mean, because I drive a school bus, I got news for you. In the mornings, I catch more complaints from fellow drivers, that they can't get down the street because there are people parked on both sides.
And what about the houses that have driveways that are like that in the wintertime and they can't get up on, they have to park on the street?
That's mine.
I mean, how do you take cover?
Well, if you restricted parking on one side, that would allow people to park on the other side of the street, correct? And it would still keep the lanes open.
So you're gonna make,
Then they're gonna
that's
be in the way of
half the people
mailboxes.
in that neighborhood mad. I'm just,
Or you can make all of them mad and not allow any parking. I don't think you can do that. I think you have to, I mean, a lot of cities, it's very common, you know, cities where one side of the street is allowed to park and one side is not.
I feel in the ordinance we shouldn't pick and choose, it should be, but also I feel like, and I know, you know, and what you said with the driveways that are like this, you know, I'm not saying for Rick and his guys to be assholes and go out there, blah, 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 you know, if you can't get up your driveway because it's covered in ice, okay. You know, that's not an all-time thing, you know what I mean? And I'm not saying that you pick and choose when you enforce it, but there are situations that allow for
Discretion.
right. You know, that's
Did
not.
most time if there's ice on the street, they're gonna have to clean the street, clean up the street.
Exactly. So, I don't know. You're not gonna be able to make anybody happy, and if you've got, or not, you're not gonna be able to make everyone happy. That's in general. But if you go through and trying to pick, you know, no parking on this side, but then you're gonna make people mad. If you do this, then you can't make everybody happy. So, in my opinion, you just gotta look at what is the best decision for the most people. You know, what, number one is safety, number two is traffic flow, you know, and then you've got liability and insurance when it comes to plowing streets and stuff like that. I just don't feel like you can go in and start like nitpicking like this other street. It needs to be a blanket with exceptions or understanding. Does that make sense?
What's your take on it, Sarah?
I mean, most of the driveways up there are barely long enough to get one vehicle in. And, you know, like Rick said, there might be 5 drivers living in a house. You know, I mean, yeah, it's you don't like plowing around people's cars, but sometimes you don't have a choice. I mean, you do what you can do and go on, but I mean, down at the end of L&K, there's always a vehicle down there parked in the way. So you got to plow around it, and then you plow them in, and they, you know, have a hard time getting out. But I don't know. I don't know what the easy answer to it is. It'd be nice if nobody parked on the side of any street, but that's almost impractical up there.
Well, most of the streets are the same way. I mean, since Rick brought it up, L&K is the same way. New Dell's a narrow street. It's hard to park on that. I was just looking at the fire lanes for vision and it talks about it's the right side of the street unless a fire hydrant, and then it's on the side of the street. There's a fire hydrant, it's considered fire lane. And there's no parking on that. So if you did that, there's only, I don't think there's any streets with fire hydrants on both sides of the street. So that would kind of dictate which side of the street gets.
What happens in that situation, though, the neighbor across the street parks in front of the guy's house, and he has no other place to park, and he gets mad. It's just I guess you could take out the parking up on the sidewalk and let it pull up out of the yard. It'd be fine.
Well, I think that probably leads to a bigger problem if you're designating a sidewalk as a pedestrian area, a sidewalk as a sidewalk, no matter if it's downtown or on Brentwood. If you're allowed parking on the sidewalk in Brentwood, you would, by theory, allow it in downtown. I mean, the way it looks to me the way that the ordinance is written, and I don't think this was just pulled out of thin air, this came from somewhere.
I think we were talking to Independence, wasn't it?
Independence first, most of this part, yeah.
Yeah.
So,
And if I remember correctly, Independence did have a few, they never used them somebody else, but they had a few streets that, because of the nature of the street, they had some
Yeah,
specific
they had,
language.
yeah.
You know, because this street was a little bit, had some special circumstances, so, I mean, I guess what I would remind the council is doing, this obviously is the overall ordinance for parking, with the understanding that some streets, as the mayor pointed out, some of those provisions, I think, close to the beginning, that obviously the city can make determinations as to whether there's no parking at all, or if there's a time limit, or a different time limit, or one side, or hours, or what have you. So, yeah, I think the first question is does the council like this as it's written? And then the second question would be, does Brentwood or LMK or Newdale or whoever else need to be looked at to figure out how to address that?
But if you get 10 to 12 inches of snow, are you gonna be able to park all 5 vehicles in your yard?
I park in the drain. I have one in the garage, and I have, thank goodness, I have two out of the house now. But yeah, they were all in the they were all in their driveway. I put one in front of the camper, back to backs on the others. One in the garage, and one thing. So everything's there. Everything's there. And then if my, you know, if my daughter's boyfriends are there, yeah, they park in the yard. But they stay off the road.
Straight up.
No, but
They can't pull in their yard.
it's gonna be, I mean, there's no perfect solution. But if we don't do something, then it's free for all.
hang on a second, there's too many conversations. Do you want to bring us into that conversation, or?
Oh, I was asking him with a little warm,
Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you, but Kenny and Ron and Crystal were all talking.
That's okay. No, I'm just clarifying something.
Most or all those houses have garages.
All of them do except for, I think, the ranches, but they're up on the hill.
So, in addition to whatever fits in the driveway, at least in theory, there's a garage component, I understand that. Maybe used for other purposes.
Exactly, but in reality, how many people are using that as a garage park? Yeah, that's her
I don't know.
business, it ain't me, that's my business, it's just,
Did we ever get any complaints from the post office about mailboxes being locked?
Not the post office, the most complaints that we get is from the school system on not being able to pick up kids safely because of the cars.
I mean, I've heard times that people wouldn't get their mail delivered because
I haven't heard those complaints.
Yeah, and you can ask Sam, I don't
They may
think
be,
she's complaining, but you can, I've talked to Sam about that, and she said, evidently it's been a problem for so long that they just, this is their mindset. If I can't get my mailbox, I'm not gonna get out, I'm not gonna knock, I'm not gonna walk around, because we just take the mail back to the post office and let them move it up. And it happens, evidently quite a bit. So I think, I don't know how long it's been going on, but it's, I've talked to her about that before, if it's an issue, they just take it back to the post office.
I would think maybe one of the things you maybe would want to look at is, in certain areas, parking on one side of the street only, and also have everybody's mailboxes on that side of the street, where the side of the street that's open, the mailman can go deliver the mail, people can go up and down freely. Yeah, your house may be on the opposite side, and you got to walk across the street to get to your house, but vehicles can get through, school buses can get through. You know, we ain't looking for children, we're going down streets, throwing out between cars on both sides of the road. You know, kids will be, if they come out between cars, they'll be coming out mainly from one side of the road instead of both sides. And like I say, then again, you know, one-way travel on these streets would get you in and get you out.
All right, I think the way that the ordinance is written, though, gives the city discretion, and that would ultimately come back to the roads department to designate what that is. on which streets get enforced which ways. I think the way that it's probably, the way that Brentwood is marked right now, if you guys removed the signs before Thursday, then there wouldn't be any parking restrictions until you could designate parking restrictions. So there wouldn't be anything to enforce, is what I'm saying to you.
Yeah.
Until you establish what those
And were
restrictions
these, were these gonna be written on a city citation or state citation?
Plan was for city.
Because I don't have any city, we don't have city citation, we got only have state. So that's what I'm saying, so if you wanted to do that, we'd have to get, time the ordinance went in place, we'd have to get those two.
Well, you could phase, it's not written as such, it's written that the ordinance takes effect after passage and publication, but, you probably wouldn't want to start out on day one, ticketing.
No, I feel like there should be a period of
Grace period or
transition, you
transition.
know, and like I said, this isn't, the idea of this is not to be like a stickler or, you know.
Well, that, and if you're wanting new signs put up, I can't get them overnight. It takes a while to get signs made.
Well, that's why I think maybe it's best that the way the ordinance is written is to the discretion as to which streets you, or which areas you want to set up the restrictions for. So you could do those, as you get to it.
Right. So if we.
But then it's in place once it's established.
Right. And then we can look into, I don't know, the more I sit here and think about it, the more I'm liking Rodney's idea about looking into, I mean, I know it would be a headache making it a one-way street through Brentwood, but if you think about it, that would solve a lot of problems, like, I mean, it would be a headache, anything's gonna be a headache, nothing's gonna be easy. But that would solve a lot of problems, not just for traffic flow, not just for emergency vehicles and post office and school, kids safety.
The person that's on the first house has to drive clear
Drive all the way around.
Right.
all around to get out.
Well, the question is, at the very end, how do you get out? Because it's one way in, how do they get out? If you're open to 300, there's one way in.
You could
Just do the
you could do
circle.
that on Redwood, if you really knew you can't do that.
All right, well, the issue at hand is not the direction of travel on Brentwood, but it's back to this ordinance, which I'll also talk about this. The other thing that this ordinance does is creates a hearing board, since it is, I guess to the chief's point, it's a city citation, so the violations would be tabled at the city, they wouldn't go through the court system. This would establish a hearing board where there should be appointees. We'd have to appoint the board, or I'd have to appoint the board. And then there's a process for a violator to appeal. I was trying to think of the word. Appeal to the board.
Shouldn't some way to get these people of the street together and let them know what's going on? Once you decide which direction you're gonna go.
I mean, I feel like.
You're gonna have to be addressed somehow.
Right, whether if we send out something and go door to door, I would volunteer to do that, go door to door.
You could put, we could put that on our water.
Or a newsletter.
But people don't understand. I'm just saying, people don't understand. I know from experience, how many things that we put on water bills that people still come up to the city.
If you stuffed it with the water bills, they might read that.
Hopefully on Facebook.
Yeah, they'll read that.
But yeah, I mean, there would be some sort of, notice or informative something.
just to throw something out there, if the major hang up is Brentwood, and considering it's the first week of November, it makes sense to absolutely consider maybe delaying the effectiveness of the ordinance till January 1st out there, and maybe we would give Chief Kells some padding there.
What I'd like to do is get a copy of that ordinance, sit down with the street guys, and kind of go through that together, because we kind of know what streets are what, and see how we can make that kind of fit everything.
Because we don't have an issue on Willing, Hogan's Mill, we really don't have issues anywhere other than there. I mean, and, you know, like I say, and my concern is, you know, like I said, the winter time, if you hit somebody's vehicle, it's not like you do it intentionally, but I mean, anything can happen. But we really don't, I mean, I don't notice any issues anywhere, but I'm on these streets all the time, cobblestone, we don't have any issues out there, Ridgeview.
But again, I think the way that the ordinance is written, that allows the discretion of the chief and Barry to actually establish what those rules need to be. Right? Am I reading it wrong?
No, you're right. So even if we pass the ordinance as is, it's still, even if everybody in Brentwood is in violation of this, it's still the city's discretion whether we're going to enforce one way or another. Is that right? That's the way I'm understanding. So if we wanted to wait until a certain day and give them time to work out a game plan, it's still in it's not violating any of the ordinance. It's still in compliance.
It would be enacted, but not.
Right.
So maybe give a chance to see from Brentwood folks specifically ask them what this has already been enacted, but we understand specifically Brentwood might need a little special attention. And if they don't give us any input, then they don't give us any input. And maybe these guys that are on the streets all the time and Mr. Maddox who lives there can make more specific recommendations before the end of the year as to not necessarily hold the whole thing up because a large, important area, but one area.
I certainly don't want to gloss over this, but I just want to make sure that we're looking at the violation section and the fines for those. The last thing I want to do is just gloss over that. I want to make sure everybody's on page with that. Most of those are relatively standard, I would think, from city to city. Most of it's on a progressive scale. All right, any further discussion on this? If not, can I have a roll call vote, please?
Sarah? Yes. Carissa? Yes. Jim?
Yes.
Kenny?
Yes.
Clay?
Yeah.
Ron?
Yes.
All right. Back to the next. And that is the end of the business on the agenda. Is there a motion to adjourn? I'm sorry, is there any comment? Anybody else have anything? What was the motion? Sorry. Motion to adjourn by Jim. Is there a second? Second by Sarah. All in favor? All right, thank you.